Hey everyone, the greatest goblin that ever lived is here for another comic book review for the ending of January 2015. I apologize for the lateness on here. Been really busy lately. Hell, I haven't even finished my the last stash that Chris, TheMtVernonKid, had sent me from Midtown Comics. I still need to finish that. Plus, I need to do another review for a book that he sent me for Christmas, Cyborg 009. I have read the book, but I'm going to review that as well as the next Midtown stash on my Blugoblin X channel. So stay tuned for that. There's no set schedule for the Blugoblin X channel. When the videos get done, they're done and they'll be uploaded. But got a couple of indies and some, of course, from the Marvel and DCs out there for you. I'm going to sandwich the books. I'm going to put an indie on top, Marvel and DC in the middle, and then end it with an indie on, it's kind of like an indie mainstream sandwich, so to speak. We're going to start with Broadsword Comics. We're starting with Tarot Witch of the Black Rose, number 90. This is called Crossover. What this issue basically is a crossover between Tarot and Holly Golightly's title, School Bites. I ain't gonna lie, this was a little too much on the cutesy wootsy shit, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I don't read School Bites, so I went into this with no clue what the fuck was going on. Of course, Tarot and Raven Hex, they finally show up at the end of the book. I mean, this kind of felt more like an issue of School Bites guest starring Tarot and Raven. This didn't really feel like an issue of Tarot. It felt more like an issue of Holly's title, School Bites. But with that being said, this wasn't bad. This wasn't bad. Like I said, the cutesy-wootsy shit was for me. The dialogue was fine. This was fun. It was deliberately fun. Not bad. It is what it is. I give it a 3. We're going to Marvel, starting off with Amazing X-Men number 16. Oh boy. This is the next part of the once and future Juggernaut. You got the X-Men and a bunch of mercenaries fighting over who's going to end up owning the gem of Cedorak. And the gem is calling out to all these mercenaries, including one particular individual. I'm not going to ruin it. Then there's the stuff with Colossus. God, I want to believe him. I really do. I want to believe that he wants to help his friends. But, remember how Colossus was when he was the Juggernaut? He depended on that power like a drug. He became addicted to that power, and when he says that he's not going after the gem, he's wanting to help his friends, I want to believe him, but truth be told, I don't. I really don't. Chris Yost does a really great job with the writing, with one minor exception. This is just me nitpicking. I'm not really feeling how he's writing Storm. I'm going to say it. He's writing Storm to be a bit of a bitch. It's like easily untrustworthy of Peter. Easily cold. It just sounds kind of cold-hearted at times. I'm just not feeling it. I think Yost needs to take lessons on how to write Storm from guys like Bendis and probably people like Greg Pak. But nonetheless, this was good. With a hell of a twist cliffhanger. It's like the way they set up this cliffhanger, they said one thing and then you turn the page and then you see what the cliffhanger is. I'm like, nice little bait and switch there. I liked that. This was good. Really nicely done. Really looking forward to seeing how this storyline progresses. This gets a 3.5. Alright, going on to Spider-Man 2099, number 8, Peter David. Man, this is good shit. In here, this was amazing. In the sense that Miguel and May, Lady Spider, from the 1800s. I mean, steampunk Spider-Girl is what I would like to call her, but they, Lady Spider, whatever. But in here, we get the arrival of the steampunk Sinister Six. Man, do they look awesome. This is really good shit. Good fighting, good action, good dialogue, solid writing, solid progression in the story, with a nice little ending at the end. And the way this issue ends, I'm like, okay, how are they going to shoehorn this little plot point into the main story? I'm really looking forward to this. This was good. Solid read. I enjoyed it. Peter David knows his shit. Very nicely done. I give it a 4. Oh, boy. Wow. I mean, now, I got a lot of books this week. I mean a lot, but holy shit. Damn, I think I'm making this my pick of the week, folks. Thor, number 4. Jason, oh man. This was fantastic. I mean, still don't have any idea of who this new Thor is. We get some suggestions, but I'm going to do some minor spoilers in here. It's suggested that it's Thor's mother, which it's not. And I loved how they cleared up that it's not his mother. Very, very nice. It's like, Thor versus Thor. But in this issue, you get to see just how dependent on that hammer Thor, Odin's son, really, really was. And the way, the expressions on his face just help tell this story so well. And especially when the hammer is doing stuff for this new Thor that it never did for the Odin son. And even Thor's like, wow, you are worthy. And he finally accepts the fact that he's no longer worthy of Mjolnir and proclaims her Thor. And he no longer wants to go by the name of Thor, even though that is his actual name. He is Thor, Odin's son. But this new woman has the power of Thor because she has indeed proven herself worthy. Meanwhile, you got the stuff going on with Malekith and what he was after and all that stuff. I'm not going to give everything away. This was a solid read. Fucking amazing. I loved this shit. The dialogue, it had everything I was looking for, and I just loved how they cleared stuff up, but left you wanting to keep on guessing. Who's this new Thor? I still have a thought of who it is, but I'm not going to say my guess because I'm kind of afraid I might be right, yet at the same time I'm kind of afraid I might be wrong. It's one of those kinds of dilemmas. But this was solid. Was it perfect? No, but man, what was I thrilled at reading this. This was great. An easy 4. A lot of these books are probably going to get the same score as the Pick of the Week does, but like I said, Pick of the Week is the book I enjoyed reading the most. Regardless of what scored better or higher or lower or whatever. This was awesome. Easy 4 out of 5. Moving on to Uncanny X-Men number 30. Now, I got a lot to say about this. Bendis, what the hell? Let me get this straight. You're using Ava Bell, a character that I've grown fond of in this title, and you're having her go back in time to see Charles Xavier to warn him about Matthew Maloye and what Cyclops does for the mutant revolution and all that shit. Wow. Ballsy move. However, I was loving this book up until the very end. That cliffhanger at the end, I'm half and half on it. Part of me likes it. The part of me that likes it is intrigued to see where they can go from here, from this point, because man, this opens the door for a whole nother realm of possible plot directions where we can go with this. But at the same time, I'm pissed off that it just seems like such a cop-out. When a character dies, just go back in time and get another version of them or something, and that counts. I don't know what to truly think in here. We got a lot of deaths so far in this storyline that I'm sure Marvel will just retcon the fuck out of it by the end of this storyline. But there's one death in particular that I personally don't want them to retcon. And I hope this motherfucking character stays dead. And I think you know who I'm talking about. Chris, bro, TheMtVernonKid, I'm talking to you. You know who I'm talking about. Damn right. This was great up until that cliffhanger. Ugh. Bendis, you're testing me, aren't you? God damn it, you're fucking testing me. Other than that, a solid read, 3.5. Alright, we're ending Marvel with Wolverines number 4. Now, before I start on this, I gotta clear up a mistake I made last week when I reviewed issue 3. When I reviewed issue 3, I alluded to the fact that Phantom Mel was saved by a familiar face. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and acknowledge I made a fuck up. I made a huge fuck up last week. You know, this is a weekly series and sometimes shit can look a little rushed. I get that, especially when it comes to artwork. When I looked at the last page initially when I first read it, and then I read this, I went back and looked at issue 3 and I realized I made a huge mistake because at the end of issue 3, what turns out to be X-23, I thought it was Psylocke. You know, when I first read it, I thought it was Psylocke coming to Phantom Mel's rescue because I remember not that long ago they had developed a storyline. They developed a particular angle in which Phantom Mel revealed that she was in love with Psylocke and they had developed a same-sex relationship. Or so I've been told. I didn't actually read the storyline, but I've been told by several people that, yeah, not only is Betsy bisexual, but so is Phantom Mel, and they actually were lovers at one point. And that's who I thought I saw at the end of the issue, at the end of issue 3, but I was wrong. It was X-23. So I acknowledge that I fucked up. But, however, in this issue, we're still getting the progression of where we can go with this. From what I gathered reading this book, it seems like there's a mole in the works. It seems like there's a mole amongst the team of Wolverines in here. Either there's a mole in the group or there's a mole in the people who are trying to control them or something like that. But that's just the vibe I got. I'm not saying that's what it is, but that's just how the storyline came across. And you got some emotional stuff with Mystique and everything, but somebody who's really suffering emotionally is Daken. And you can just tell he's been humiliated, he's embarrassed, and he's fucking pissed off. He has every right to be. I'm not the world's biggest fan of Daken, but I will say this. He does have every right to be pissed the fuck off. Not a bad issue. I'm still liking this, but I'm still thinking it could be better. But you gotta remember, this is a weekly series, and sometimes shit can get a little rushed, or things can get shoehorned in and stuff like that. You know, this is what it is. It was nice. I give it a solid 3. The artwork could have been better. Alright, we're moving on to DC. Starting off DC with Aquaman number 38. Yeah, this is the Flash 75th variant cover. Oh, man. Wow. What a swerve. We get a swerve at the very beginning of the book. That's awesome. And it concerns Gorilla Grodd. The swerve we got, I was like, fucking nice. Even though I know that sooner or later, we're going to see that son of a bitch again. So Arthur's like, what happened with Grodd? And you just look at Mara's face. He's like, yeah, I did that. God damn it. I love Mara. I love Mara now because of what DC's been doing with this character ever since the New 52 got started. God damn it. Give us more Mara like this. I love Mara. But, just fucking awesome stuff. Really, really good shit. And then, you know, there's like some like, you know, decryptions and everything. Arthur's still trying to find his mother and everything. But man, the way this issue ended, God damn it, I can't spoil it. I can't spoil it. Just really, really good. As soon as I saw the ending, I'm like, God damn it, where the fuck are they going to go from here? What are they going to do? What are they going to do in the next issue? Are they going to go this way? Are they going to go that way? It's stuff like this that makes these comics worth reading. Every once in a while, you get that kind of a cliffhanger. I mean, this would have been my pick of the week had I not got in Thor. But you get, every once in a while, you'll get that kind of cliffhanger that makes you just go, oh my God, I gotta see the next issue. That's the kind of cliffhanger we got in here. Really good. Solid 4. This was awesome. Moving on to Batman. Batman number 38. This is the next part of Endgame. This continues to get weirder and weirder, especially when we're dealing with the Joker. Apparently, Jim Gordon has been Jokerized in here. We get a lot of support from Penny 2, as Bruce calls her, you know, Alfred's daughter or whatever. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of expected this to be a bit better than it was, but still, it was pretty nice, pretty decent stuff. I enjoyed it. The second story, I didn't care. I really didn't care. But the way they go into explaining how the Joker still survives and everything, and they talk about all that scientific mumbo-jumbo shit about regenerative, you know, formulas and everything, this shit's getting really interesting from a scientific storytelling perspective. But still, it's just okay at best for me. I mean, when you got a storyline involving the Joker, you want it to be balls to the wall, you know, action, drama, tension, everything. You want good storytelling. You want great artwork. You want great dilemmas. You want great action. You want great twists that help sell the story. When it comes to Batman dealing with the Joker, it's not always about bam, bam, pow, action. You want the storytelling to keep you gripped. You want the storytelling to keep you enthralled in this. You want good dialogue. You want good twists. You want good plot directions, plot points. And in here, I just felt like it honestly just could have been better told. But still, it's really impressive of what we get. You know, that's just me. That's just me. Still good, nonetheless. I give it a 3.5. Alright, moving on to The Flash, number 38. Yes! I love this cover. This was great. But, this is the next part of the Savage Speed Force storyline. And I love that more and more supporting characters are starting to notice Castle Flash's behavior. Especially Patty. Patty and Iris. They're starting to notice how Castle Flash is behaving, trying to assume the real Barry, the true Barry Allen's, you know, life and everything. Meanwhile, our Barry, the present day Barry, the Barry that should be in the present time, not in the future time, is possibly found a way to get out of the savage part of the Speed Force and return back to his time and get his powers back. So I like where they're going with that. But we're starting to see more and more of Castle Flash's behavior start to expose him for the killer that he is. And I just love that it's only a matter of time now before Castle Flash is fully exposed and made a villain. This was amazing. This was really good. Kudos to everybody who worked on this. This was awesome. Excuse me. I give this a 4. Pardon me again. I'm sorry. Moving on to Harley Quinn, number 14. Yeah, I love that Bruce Timm cover. Oh, man. Harley's life isn't always fun. Even though this issue was fun to read, this is a fun example of Harley's life not being so much fun. She's got a date to keep. She's got to work overtime. She's missed a match with her roller skating team. You know, and not to mention she's having trouble in her apartment complex. Just shit continues to pile up on her. And I'm like, wow. This was just pure fun. It's always been pure fun. And I've been loving this series. But, you know, seeing Harley go under so much shit, so much stress, you can't help but feel bad for her. And sometimes when I read this book and I'm like, wait a minute, she's supposed to be a villain. we're not really supposed to give a shit about her problems, but DC writes these books and makes us remember that sometimes comic books just need to be fun. And this is a perfect example, a perfect reminder, and I loved this. This was good shit. An easy 3.5. Moving on to He-Man, The Eternity War, number 2. Wait! Man, this was good shit. Dan Abnett, Pop Mahan, wow. I want to go into detail as to how great this book was, but I can't. I really can't. I mean, but there's just one thing I kind of feel like I need to show you. It's like, I know that Eternia is supposed to be like modern day, you know, gladiator stuff, but don't get me wrong, I just kind of giggled a little bit. I don't know how the camera can see it. I just kind of giggled a little bit when I see Man at Arms using the electric razor. I did. I just kind of giggled a little bit. He's like, so He-Man, just like they're fighting with fucking lasers and shit, and magical mystery is like, but an electric razor. That's just me. But in here, the war against Hordax forces continue, and He-Man's got the Snake Men to back him up and everything. And the action here is good. The action we get in here is really good. Meanwhile, Man at Arms has got a mission to do with a newly improved Roboto. But goddamn, that cliffhanger at the end of the book. What? This was good. Really good shit. I'm just a He-Man fan. If you're a He-Man fan, or if you were a He-Man fan, or if your dad was a He-Man fan, your mom was a He-Man fan, back in the 80s, I mean, just, you know, any He-Man fans, I think, would love this stuff. I really think it's that good. And this gets a 4 from me. I'll put it back in the bag later. We're ending DC with Red Lanterns number 38. There's not much to say about this issue. This is we're heading up towards the ending of the series, and that really pisses me off, DC. Why cancel Red Lanterns? I can understand canceling Batwoman, but there's so many other titles that could go on, and I think Red Lanterns is one of them. But be that as it may, I will talk about this very briefly, because there's not really that much to say. All I can say is, imagine you're attacked by a group of zombies, but instead of wanting to eat your flesh or eat your brains, they just want to kick your ass. Picture it that way. And that's basically what the gist of this issue was, concerning what Guy Gardner goes through in here. Solid read. I enjoyed it. This was easily another 4. Hey, baby.
Hi, crazy people.
Hi, honey.
Food.
Food? Alright, I'll be there in a minute. Alright, last book on this review. Brief cameo by my girlfriend, folks. We're ending with IDW. We're ending with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ghostbusters number 4. Burnham, Waltz, just, wow. I loved this. This right here is the rock'em sock'em action-packed conclusion to this storyline. But you also get that scientific mumbo-jumbo shit that Egon and Ray and Donatello were known for. I mean, you get pretty much everything you could ask for in a Ninja Turtles Ghostbusters crossover finale. It's just really, really good stuff. And I think there's like a special bond there between Leonardo and Winston. You know, Winston being a soldier and Leonardo being an honorable ninja and everything. They just seem to click together. And of course you got Mikey and Peter Venkman. And of course you got Dottie and Egon. And you got Ray and April. Yeah, it's just so much character, character interaction is done so well in here. And I love how they defeat the main villain of this storyline. It's just really, really good. The Turtles have to work like the Ghostbusters do, and the Ghostbusters have to realize that sometimes the Turtles need to deal with problems in their own fashioned way, and it's just really, really fantastic stuff. And I'm hoping this paves the way paves the way. And I know I'm probably asking for too much, but I have to say this. I hope this paves the way for potentially another crossover between these two franchises. This miniseries to me was that good to where we may possibly get another team up between these two franchises. I would be down with that. You know, just so long as the people who work, just as long as the same people who worked on this work on it again, I'm down with that. Are you down with that? Answer me that. I'm posing a question to all of you out there. Would you be down for a second crossover between the Turtles and the Ghostbusters? Because I sure as hell would. That's how good I thought this was. And this was a fitting conclusion to the storyline. Amazing stuff, and I give it a 4. Well, that's all for this review, everybody. I want to thank y'all for watching, and hope you got to see my girlfriend. Well, I got to get going. It's time for me to eat. But please subscribe to this channel. Don't forget Blugoblin X. Jennifer and I are working on getting something started for Arkham Asylum Studio, but I don't want to give it away. We're going to see if we can get some more stuff to review on that channel, so please do not forget about that channel. Don't forget my bro, of course, Chris, TheMtVernonKid. Looking forward to some more stuff from him, as well as some comic book reviews from him. Of course, my old buddies Deadpoolzilla and Brandon Hex, can't forget about them. And of course, don't forget Norman Maloye. Now he goes by... shit, I can't remember his new name, but Meklovic. But anyway, my friend Norman, who we reviewed the Royal Rumble together. I'll put the link to his channel in the description as well. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and until next time, I am Groot.